What's double half an hour? It's going to take you that long to get there and back, isn't it? How long are you going to be there?
10 minutes.
Not 10 minutes. You might be there doing half a dozen viewings on that day. Now, that's not the problem. The problem will be when, if you're an hour away, that's 2 hours. The problem will be when you start to tenant that property.
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
So to help us with that, what do we do if we're still within the same time period? It's
Block
about
viewing.
the tenants. Sorry?
Block viewing.
Block viewings. Well done to that man. We do block viewings. Two reasons why. We have one trip and we can sign up more than one tenant. Number two, what's the other benefit? It creates like a little honeypot, doesn't it? Bzzz. Oh yeah, no, I want that. I want that room. Oh, you can't have that room. He's just taking it. Well, I want that one then. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get half a dozen people there for a block viewing and it works. It helps you. What else do we need for our area to work?
Shops. Transportation. Restaurants.
Shops, yes.
Good transportation. Good transport.
Businesses.
Good transport, yes. Good transport is not a 5-minute walk to the bus and then a half-hour bus ride to the tube station. We don't want that.
Local amenities.
Local amenities, yes. Cinemas and that type of thing. Think about those of you who are in your 20s and early 30s, about what you like to do in the evening or on weekends.
Late night economy.
What was that?
Late night economy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, transport, what else?
Large employers.
Yes, good, large employers.
The right type of houses.
Right type of houses, yes indeed. In most places you will find them anyway. There are some areas where your property is taken up by just about every family out there. So we need to do what? To make sure we have a supply of what? So we need a supply of properties, like Jack says, and a high supply of potential tenants. The rough ratio used to be 3 to 4 people looking for one property. So 100 properties, 300 to 400 people looking. Yes? But it's changed. Not because there's less properties, because there's more people looking for this type of accommodation. Yes?
Yes.
So in some areas it's actually gone up. If you're in Canary Wharf or somewhere like that, you look on spare rooms, and we'll go through how you do it, you'll find 1,000 people looking for one flat. Is that a very good area?
Yes.
It's not. Sorry to take you up and bring you down. Why is it not?
Can't get the properties in the first place.
Can't get the properties in the first place. The demand is far too high. Yes? Now in Peterborough, it's about 1 for 1. People looking in properties. And a lot of people out there would say, that's crap, it doesn't work. Well, I can tell you it does work. Because I know that for a fact. There are other areas where you're getting 1 for 1, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, and they still work very well. There's still plenty of demand out there. Spare room can be a little bit skewed as well, because when they put in, they're looking for a room, they're putting in like 10 postcodes. So if they're looking, say, for Barnet, they might also be looking at NW1 and NW2 and all sorts of other areas. It doesn't have to be half an hour away if you're providing money and someone else is providing the time. If you have money but no time to get into rent to rent, in other words, you can finance deals, it can be in any area. Because you're not working it, are you? You're the lazy one. Well, you're the smart one maybe, who knows? But you're the one providing the money, so it can be anywhere. You can work with people up to Newcastle, down to Southampton, wherever it might be, and London in between. And you can live abroad if you want. So there is an option there for you. It used to be as well, in rent to rent, that we could look for distressed properties. Yeah? We can still look for distressed properties, But these are not primarily the ones that we want to target now. Why? It costs a bit of money to do them up, but I can tell you this now, if it's a distressed property, and the landlord is having trouble renting that property, the landlord will invest in you to invest in their property. You're not going to have to pay for all of it, sometimes none of it. Napa, when you went to, where's Napa? He's here. Hi, there you go. Napa took on an HMO, what does it cash flow?
1,500.
And that was with Kailesh.
Yeah.
Kailesh, hand up. Kailesh is the JV partner, the man with the money. Not anymore, oh God. Napa's dried him out. Napa phones me up, Ash, this guy, it needs an HMO license. Yeah, and? Tell me, because I like to try and get you to tell me what you're learning, because otherwise, if I give you all the answers, what are you going to learn? Not a lot. Yeah? So I was like, yeah, okay, it's fine, good. What are you going to do? I don't know, ask the landlord. That's it, go and ask the landlord. But what if he says no? What about if he says yes? But I don't think he's going to, I won't become that. Give me the hat now. But he's going to say no, innit? He might say yes, go and ask him. Then what happened?
He said yes. He financed the whole work.
Oh, and?
So we've got a triple freight.
That's not good? That's bloody fantastic, isn't it? What was the cost?
That we paid,
No, that he paid.
about 3,000.
Good?
Yep.
And cash flow?
Our cash flow, 1,500.
1,500. Everyone not hear that?
Yes.
So the type of property we're looking for ordinarily is what?
4 bedrooms, 2 receptions, 2 bathrooms.
Very good. And we can turn it into 5, 6. What's the ultimate property?
6.
Over how many levels?
2.
Well done. Thanks, Napa. Who would like to do some exercises now? It's getting scary. Who is very good? I know someone who's very good actually with an apple, and I would like him to volunteer and come up and help me.
As long as I've got a right.
You haven't got to write anything, you haven't got to say anything.
What can I do for you?
This is Rob.
Rob?
Go on the internet.
Go on in.
So, actually, we'll show this slide test, please, that one there. So we'll undo this. Okay, that's it. This is the exercise, number 1. If you, hopefully you're on to the local Wi-Fi. Some of you have said it is cripplingly bloody slow. So if you have to use your 3G, 4G phones and tether, if that's the word, please do so. So we will go on to spare room. You can see why I've got Rob up here. He can do the computer for me. Yay, look at that. So, is everyone ready?
Yes.
Do you want to turn that around so you can, oh, you can see on there, of course. Do you want to face the screen because that's on there so you can see? Okay. We're going to choose the area of Peterborough today. I'm leveraging my time here, aren't I? No one remembers where my area is? Are we on? Are we ready? If you're not, you can watch what we do here. Spareroom.co.uk. It will come up with this homepage. The homepage will give you an area to start your search. This area today is Peterborough. We then want to know how many rooms there are for rent and how many rooms are wanted. Click in here, rooms for rent, and we'll do search now. $406. Can we see that? Give me a pointer. 406 rooms for rent. Now if we scroll down, we're doing two things here. Write down or remember 406 rooms to rent. This is part of your due diligence for your area. You can see now that the doubles around about 450, that's gone up from 500. March is an area right outside of Peterborough, like not in the bush, that's Australian, in the countryside, you know. And look, see what can happen. Kings Lynn, does anyone know their geography?
Yeah.
Where's Kings Lynn compared to Peterborough?
That away.
Yeah, so that is skewing the numbers a little bit, isn't it? Scroll down a little bit more. £81 a week, £81 a week, double. Now remember, these are rooms wanted. So we're looking roughly at about £90 to £95 a week for a double room. Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
From there.
Yep.
I know that I can get about 110 to 120, 125 a week for an ensuite room. Please write those numbers down. 125 for an ensuite room, about 110 for a double, 85 to 90 for a single. Please write these down, unless you've got a very good memory. Now we will go back to the start, and we will change, just down the bottom here, just down there, rooms wanted on the left. Now we will click on rooms wanted, and we will search again. What comes up? 250. Is that a crap area? Well, there's more rooms for rent than there is wanted. Yes?
Yep.
So where's the demand? The other end, isn't it? So a lot of people would say to you, forget that area. Yes?
Yes.
So what we need to do now is narrow our search on rooms for rent. If you go up the top, go back to rooms for rent, click on there and then narrow search. And then we can go down to rooms for rent. Just go back down again, please, Rob. That's it. And change that to rooms for rent. That's it. And then go down to near the bottom. There's more stuff that you can put in, but we'll go and click on here, sharing preferences. And we'll click on professional. Mix, we don't mind, etc. And we'll scroll down and search again. Now let's see what that does to our 406. Oh, we get rid of one. So everyone's saying that professionals are okay. So what's happening is spare room is not as reliable as it used to be. Are we getting that?
Yeah.
Simply because the market is growing for shared accommodation. And landlords know this, don't they?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And there's lots of us out there doing what we do, isn't there?
Yep.
Yes.
Increasing.
So we're all clicking on bloody professional in our ad, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Now what will happen is you will go to these areas and you'll think, it's not going to work. The numbers don't work. But you need to do more due diligence. You need to go and speak to agents. Speak to agents in the area and find out what's going on with the lettings in the area, like the trends. Because also there's now people who advertise on there serviced accommodation as well for professionals. So it's getting a little bit skewed. It used to be very reliable. Yes?
Yes.
So you need to also speak to other landlords in the area. It's a little bit more work now to work out your area. Yes?
Yes.
When you speak to agents, when you sit down with an agent, you don't want to just be sitting there and saying, hello, yes, I want a corporate let, etc. We want as much information as we can get from that person. There's two reasons why. Number one is because we can use our due diligence and the information that we get from them on the area. Why do you think they're a good point of resource for information?
Because they're on the ground.
They're on the ground, they're doing it all day, every day, aren't they? Yeah?
Yes.
So they see things changing. When we speak to them today, yeah, we never used to do corporate lets, now we do. Well, why is that? Oh, because the demand's so high now. Yes?
Yeah.
So things are changing. It used to be that we could just rely on that, not rely on it, but that could be 80% of what we do. But it's not anymore. And we can also do the same on open rent. We can look at demand, etc., on Gumtree and all other sites. And also we can look on, a lot of people advertise their rooms on open rent and that type of thing where it's direct to landlord. So we can look on those different areas as well. Yes?
Yes.
Now, it will get to a stage as well where you think, right, I need to get my tenants in. The easiest way to get tenants is to have either the best or equal best standard of your property. Remember what I said, what used to work? What used to work? What level, what standard? You could use like the old hardwood furniture, second-hand stuff, put a nice bedspread on, it looks okay. Yes? HMO, almost like executive student let. Yeah? But now what do we have to do?
Level up.
We raise our game, yes, to what level?
Hotel level.
Almost like serviced accommodation level. And how's that going to benefit us anyway?
More money.
How are we going to get more money?
By advertising short term Airbnb.
Because now we can advertise on Airbnb and
Booking.com.
Booking.com. It's the leading one.
And there are lots of others.
There are lots of others, yes. You can get different channel managers and you'll get 30, 35 different places that they'll advertise on. Holiday lets, all these sort of things. I can't remember exactly where all of them are. Yeah? The good thing about serviced accommodation is you can almost fully automate the whole process. Is that good?
Yes.
Yes. What it also does when you look in your area, stay there, Rob. So we are looking for 4 plus 2 plus 2 in our properties for rent to rent.
Yes.
Agreed?
Yes.
It is because 1 to 3 bed properties do not work. Because we need a minimum of what? Money wise per month. 600. In London? 750, you'll be okay, 800. These you might get negative 300 to 500. Negative Ghost Rider. So we can't go for those deals, can we? So basically it takes out in some areas of London half the market. What are they building more and more of now? Flats, 1 beds, 2 beds, that type of thing. Why are they building them? Mainly due to affordability. Yeah? That's what they want. And they're doing them for affordability because at the moment, landlords are getting hit with new taxes and all this sort of stuff, aren't they? Yes. I met a guy the other day, 2 weeks ago, and he said, I'm selling all of my buy-to-lets. I can't be bothered with it anymore. I'm getting out because there's just no money left in it for me. If you're one of those people, speak to Emmanuel because he's doing a lot behind the scenes on how to get around this as well. Good?
Yes.
Bit more information that you weren't expecting?
Yes.
Woohoo! So, how do we bring that, sometimes 50% of the market in London that we're looking at, when an agent says, oh yeah, I'll deal with you mate, but I've got no 4-bed properties at the moment. Pretty scarce. So then we think, oh, area, it doesn't work, I can't make any money. I went and sat there all day in Milton Keynes listening to this Aussie tell me about how good rent to rent is, and it's crap, I can't make any money. And you know what? I'm going to go on Facebook and tell everyone. Yeah?
Done it.
Done it? You told everyone.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks, Des.
No one agrees.
So how do we open up our marketplace?
Serviced accommodation.
Woohoo! And what is serviced accommodation? What sort of property is good for this? That. So we have a double story, don't we? Yes? So if we decide to be like a corporate company and it's a house share company, we can be that. But if you're going to go in an area, I would suggest that you work as a relocation agent or something like that, because that works with both. Yes?
Yes.
Who's going to live in here? So let's say I work with, I don't know, British Airways. That's a company that I've contacted. I've contacted HR, write that down. I've contacted HR. I've said what I do. I've given them my website. Her name is Sarah Jane, whatever it might be. And I've said, Sarah Jane, can I send my information to you, please, so you can have a look? You're not trying to sell anything. Your primary focus is to get a contact. Get a what?
Contact.
In what section?
HR.
What's HR stand for? Anyone ever been pulled into HR? Yeah, me too. That's why I can't work for anyone. Sorry?
International mobility.
Absolutely. There's a good one. Stand up. This is Change. Say Change. What was that little tip you just gave everyone?
The department in HR is called International Mobility.
There you go. Everyone's head dips. I'm writing that down. So in your HR department, let's say it's British Airways for the example, it's the international mobility that you need to speak to. You may even get a contact who is going to help you fill your properties. Is that just a little bit good? Or is that very good?
Very good.
How loud can you say great?
Great!
And this side? Great! You're good. No. So, we are out there doing work and we can focus on two areas. Mr. Agent, we work with international mobility at British Airways, let's say. I've never heard of that. I've learned something today, so I like it. I haven't wasted my time. We are looking for two types of properties. Number one, this size properties for our long-term tenants. These are ones that are coming into the area to do training. It might be on a simulator. We're still pretending we're BA. They may have to spend 6 months, 7 months, 8 months there, or longer. They can live here. But also we're looking for other properties for our shorter term people who might be there for 1 night or 2 weeks or a month. It may be that they actually book it for 6 months here because they want to live alone. They don't want to live with anyone else. Do you see the patterns? Yeah?
Yes.
If you don't, please ask me. This is the benefit of using serviced accommodation with rent to rent in sync. Do we get that?
Yes.
Cool. We will be starting a course in September. Many of you